A black waitress is ridiculed for her scars until a veteran recognizes her unit tattoo. "Look, Freddy Krueger came to work today," Davidson shouted, slamming his hand on the table. "Hey, monster, bring more coffee. Careful with those burnt hands." Laughter echoed through Ray's diner. All eyes turned to Keshi Johnson, 34, who held the coffee pot steady despite scars running from her fingers to under her sleeves. What Davidson and his crew didn't know was that every insult only strengthened her resolve. "I bet it was a fire in the ghetto," whispered Brett, Davidson's accountant. Davidson laughed. "Or maybe her boyfriend did it. You know how domestic violence is in that community." Kesha approached with measured steps and poured coffee with surgical precision. "Anything else, gentlemen?" she asked calmly. Davidson demanded an explanation. For a split second, something flashed in her eyes. Not fear, not shame, but the calm of someone who had stared death in the face. "Work," she replied. Brett scoffed. "Nightclub security? Prostitute?" "Careful," Kesha said, her tone heavy with warning. Davidson laughed, misreading her. As they spoke, Kesha memorized every detail of their conversation. Their names, their habits, their arrogance. Across the diner, James Wright, a veteran, noticed her calm under fire. He recognized the posture of someone trained for combat. Davidson mocked her again. "Manual labor, huh? Nothing too dangerous." But when Kesha's sleeve rode up, revealing a faded tattoo, James recognized it instantly. 1st Infantry Division. Her calm demeanor and precision handling made James certain she was a combat medic, a war veteran. Davidson tried to humiliate her further, insulting her intelligence and questioning her life. Kesha responded with measured words, hinting at her inner strength. "You judge by appearances. I judge by capability when no one is watching." Her poise unnerved Davidson, but his pride kept him pressing. James watched as Kesha used tactical awareness, reading threats and calculating responses. Davidson pulled out his phone to record her. "Look at that burned face," he sneered. But instead of shame, Kesha smiled coldly. "Keep recording. You'll want this for posterity." Davidson mocked her further, suggesting she had an OnlyFans account. Kesha sized him up like a soldier analyzing targets. "I've been filmed receiving military medals. Bravery under fire." The claim, true or not, planted seeds of doubt. Kesha asked Davidson's full name and company, memorizing everything. Then she called Tony, the manager, to witness Davidson recording her image and making comments about her appearance. Davidson was oblivious. As Davidson continued filming, Kesha calmly planted evidence of his arrogance and discriminatory tendencies. She had spent 6 months recording every admission he made about firing employees unfairly. When Davidson's corporate client called, Kesha revealed that Davidson's confessions were now in the hands of the Department of Labor, the EEOC, and civil rights offices. The video she posted went viral. Davidson's corporate empire began collapsing as clients canceled contracts and investigations launched. Kesha's patience and precision had turned months of humiliation into a systematic dismantling of his power. 6 months later, Kesha was no longer just a waitress. She became a spokesperson for veterans' rights and workplace discrimination. The diner became a pilgrimage site for veterans. Tony created a hero's wall featuring Kesha's photo in uniform. James, impressed by her strategy and courage, partnered with her professionally to help veterans navigate civilian careers. Davidson Mitchell's life became a public lesson in hubris and moral failure. Mitchell and Associates closed. His wife filed for divorce. Brett, the accountant, lost his license and reputation. Meanwhile, Kesha's scars, once a source of ridicule, became symbols of resilience and heroism. Kesha reflected, respect should be automatic, universal, and human. The lesson was clear. Davidson tried to destroy her, but ended up exposing his own moral weakness. Kesha's revenge wasn't revenge at all. It was success, dignity, and the ability to turn injustice into empowerment. Years later, when Davidson attempted to reconcile, Kesha greeted him with the same professionalism she had always shown her.
What happened between us was not a misunderstanding. It was a revelation of character, yours and mine. Her story inspired legislative changes in 3 states, new protections for veterans, and a movement of silent observers turned advocates. Kesha Johnson, once humiliated, had transformed every insult and slight into a lesson of strategic strength, proving that the underestimated can wield the greatest power, quietly, patiently, and with absolute dignity.